Do you love football? American football, not, soccer, kick football. Well, I do as well. And with the NFL playoffs around the corner, the college football playoff in full swing, there's never been a better time to dive into some books about the game. Teach you more, teach yourself some things about how the game is played, see beyond what's just on the television screen, and learn how the game is played at a different level. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the 6 best football books of all time. Without further ado, let's jump into it. So why am I talking about football books? Football isn't just football. Football is a culture unto itself. It is family, it is faith, it is identity, it is obsession, it is heartbreak, it is drama, all wrapped into one. And the best football books, they capture that. They capture what football means in American culture, and what it means on the macular level, and what it can teach us about ourselves and about just the world. And there are a lot of football books out there. Some of them good, some of them not so good. So I wanted to really talk about 6 books that I think are worth your time in talking about football and thinking about football. And I chose some books here that both capture the spirit of the game as well as teach you things about the game that will allow you to be a better watcher of the game on Saturdays, Sundays, whenever you are watching football. So the first book I'm going to recommend here is Friday Night Lights by Buzz Bissinger. This is the classic of sports literature. It's a nonfiction book about the 1988 Permian Panthers high school football team in Odessa, Texas, a town where football is everything. Football is king. Bissinger moved there with his family that year to document the players, the coaches, the community, and their obsession with high school football and the glory of Friday Night Lights. Through the ups and downs of the season, you get a first-hand look into the drama and the portrait of both race, class, and the expectations of small-town America. Now, the reason why I recommend this book is because perhaps there is no better book about the game of football that explains what football really means, what it has come to mean in American culture, how it is a game of opportunity, a sort of a great equalizer, a connector of young men in this country, people of different ethnic backgrounds, different racial backgrounds, different all sorts of stuff band together to try to accomplish something greater. I know it can sound sort of cheesy thinking about it that way, but no book captures the culture of the game quite as well as Friday Night Lights. And if you enjoyed the book, which I assume you will if you like the game, you then have the opportunity to watch the classic film starring Billy Bob Thornton, which is an incredible film, and then the television show, which is perhaps, in my opinion, better than the movie. It doesn't follow the same team, but it is an excellent picture, glimpse into small-town America and what the game of football means to these people. Next up, Take Your Eye Off the Ball by Pat Kirwan. Now, this is another nonfiction book. It is a book that's not really a story so much as it is about how the game really works. It's written by a former NFL scout and coach, and it breaks down football strategy in a way that I've never really seen before. It is the most straightforward, most informative football book I have personally ever read. And it allows you to watch the game better, to understand formations, to understand how players sort of fit into different formations even better. If you want to understand the game beyond just the surface level stuff, if you want to understand where players are, the formations on the field, and what that means, what that tells you about what may happen on the next snap, this book is an incredible tool in your arsenal and will make you a better watcher of football. Next up, The Perfect Pass by S.C. Gwynn. This book is sort of a history of the air raid offense and how it was created, and it was a radical passing first strategy that sort of reshaped the entire modern football game. It traces the inventors from Hal Hum and Mike Leach, and then takes you into the tactical evolution of the air raid offense. Now, the reason I always recommend this book to people is that it's not just about the X's and O's. It's about innovation and invention and how that kind of is mapped upon the world of football, of college football in particular, and the guys who are bringing these radical new ideas to this sport. A very good read for anyone who's into the game. If you're into college football in particular, I think this is incredibly instructive and sort of a very interesting book that I found difficult to put down. Next up, another personal favorite, Rammer Jammer Yellow Hammer by Warren St. John. Now, this book is about fan culture. The longtime New York Times reporter Warren St. John buys a beat-up RV and follows the Alabama Crimson Tide around for an entire season. Over the course of that season, he meets super fans, explores what makes college football so great, and how it becomes kind of a religion in certain parts of the United States. This is an incredible book. It is an incredible glimpse into the weirdness and the wild world of college sports and the people who are obsessed with the sport. It is a love letter to the mania of being a fan of a college team. What you may notice is this is another book that's not actually about the X's and O's. It's about what the game itself means to people beyond what happens on the field. And for that reason, I cannot recommend it enough. Next up, Blood, Sweat, and Chalk by Tim Layden. This book actually pairs really well with Take Your Eye Off the Ball because it is another book that breaks down the development of different schematic strategies, both offensive and defensive, by tracing the evolution of those schemes that have come to define the sport of football. Both part history, part explanation, part narrative. It kind of combines a little bit of everything here and shows you not just what has changed in football, but why it changed and how it changed over the course of time. The reason that I recommend this book sort of in a pairing with Take Your Eye Off the Ball is because together they give you a deeper understanding of the sport. They give you sort of an explanation and will make you a better watcher of the game and give you an opportunity to really understand what's happening on the field in a way you probably didn't before. Finally, my next recommendation is Boys Will Be Boys by Jeff Pearlman. This book dives into the culture of professional football in the 80s and 90s, focusing on the Dallas Cowboys dynasty and some of the most iconic players and figures in the history of the entire sport. Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin. They turned this book into a documentary on Netflix this past year, and with good reason. This is an incredible behind-the-scenes look at the NFL's greatest dynasty to that point, or one of their greatest dynasties, and the wild characters who are at the center of it all. The insider access that Jeff Pearlman had, the larger-than-life personalities, the stories you may have never heard or you've heard snippets of, you get the full context of all of it. It is an incredible tale of the NFL, an incredible tale of football, and to see how an NFL dynasty kind of comes to be, despite sometimes the efforts of some of the bigger personalities and despite some of the friction points between those personalities. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, be sure to check out this channel for more book recommendations. Until later, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye now.